Welcome to another part in Ryan's success series. We're going to be talking about how to build a success mindset, and the topic of this video in the playlist is talking about regret minimization frameworks. A lot of times when we view success, we have a lot of these misconceptions, and we're trying to clear that up through this playlist. So make sure if you haven't already, watch the other videos. What is the regret minimization framework? It's really the idea of turning your current decisions and the different ways that you think about new opportunities and taking different risks on its head. I want you to imagine if you're struggling with, let's say, taking a certain risk or doing something that's very unconventional. Imagine yourself at 80 years old. And as an 80-year-old, you're looking back and reflecting on your life because you're not really able to do as much stuff as you used to. And you're thinking about a lot of things that you either tried or didn't try. And now I want to ask you, at that point, looking back, would you rather you tried and failed or never tried at all? And this is really a very powerful concept that I want you to think about, because the truth of the matter is, no matter what stage you are in at life, eventually it will pass. What do I mean by that? If you're in school, eventually you will be out of school. And the group of friends that you're around right now will not be your group of friends forever. The group of peers and people that surround you will not be your group forever. And what this means is that what they think of you, like let's say you're trying to start a social media channel, they start to laugh at you. And that is the reason that you don't want to start the social media channel. Well, when you are much older and you're out of school, maybe out of college, and you're looking back at that time and you're like, wow, man, I really wish I started it. Because at that time, you no longer care what those people think, because you realize that it doesn't matter. You're only going to see these people for a maximum of maybe 4 years. Maybe you'll still see them afterwards for a couple of years. But just because they're your friends in college typically doesn't mean that you're going to be seeing them constantly for the next 40 years of your life. And this allows you to really separate yourself and view yourself as an independent entity, in that you separate yourself from the peer pressure that you're experiencing currently. And this is something I've personally used a lot in my own life, because a lot of times it is true. We like to make light of it, but the reality is, you will be judged by peers, and they will often make fun of you for other reasons, and we can't really control that. But you have to take this long-term view. It's like, I would rather, have failed and tried at this thing and had people made fun of me, had people, ask me, like, what am I doing, all this stuff, and be able to be happy with myself and look back and like, you know what, I failed, but I'm glad I tried. And I know that's something that's maybe foreign to a lot of you guys watching, but it's really something you need to eventually reach as like a goal. And this is really what the regret minimization framework is, because oftentimes you look back, and my goal, and the goal I hope you have too, is I just want to live the most full life possible. I want to try out as much as possible. I want to learn as much as possible, and I want to try out a lot of different things. And that's the goal with success as well, because when you do something for success, you don't know if it's going to work. You have to often try out a lot of different things before you actually become successful. And you look at all these successful people, they've tried out a lot of different things, or they've tried for a very long time. And so both of those things really come back to this regret minimization framework, is like, you can't be scared to try this again and again, or you can't be scared to try out something new because of what other people think, because you need to put yourself first. You need to be like, I actually care about what future me thinks about myself. And I know that's a lot to kind of process, so maybe just pause the video and think about that. But if future me wants me to take that risk, wants me to just try because I know it's going to be good for me, then I need to do that, because I can't be letting what other people think of me stop me from doing something that's good for me internally. That's the regret minimization framework. I think it's super important for kind of isolating yourself from a lot of the peer pressure and thoughts from other people, and realizing that it's actually not that deep, and that you should just start the thing that you've been waiting on, because you're going to learn a lot from it, and you're going to grow personally, just in general as a person. And that's going to make you better, and just over time lead you towards being successful. I think the problem in today's world, and the problem that we'll continue to see moving forward, is just everybody's too concerned about what other people think of them, and it's holding themselves back from chasing their dreams, or at least trying different things out. If you can't even try different things out because you're so scared of what other people think, then really, what are you doing? Because we're all going to die one day. And honestly, at that point, I would just rather have tried things out and say, at least I tried and have that experience, than not tried at all. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video.